Woman fighting for her life after a car hit her. Hear from police who say this isn't an uncommon sight on that road.
Can't believe that just that little pop made, this disaster,
A grease fire leaves several families without a home. Coming up, here from a woman who was inside and had to escape with her family after the fire started.
Our soggy weekend rolls on, but big changes are on the way. I'll show you how low we'll go coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
We had a little taste of spring today. Good evening, I'm Kristen Kennedy. We hit a bit of a warm spell with temperatures in central Kentucky. Get ready though, some even bigger changes are headed our way. WKYT's Mike Linden is tracking those changes with a first look at the forecast.
That's right, Kristen. Some big changes to the temperatures especially are on their way as we head into the middle of the week. But first we have to get past this wet weather because it has just continued to rain in the Commonwealth. There has been hardly any break out there today, and in fact right now we're picking up the most out of any time of day so far. Totals up near about 1/4 of an inch to about 1/3 of an inch. No spot picking up more rain than right now what we're seeing pushing through London there and eastward into Perry County. So Laurel County seeing quite a bit of rain with that yellow color there, that red and orange color a little heavier. We look to 64 and this pushing eastward into eastern Kentucky. Again, things are just not really giving us much of a break here, and you can see over the past several hours that moisture has just continued to travel up from the southwest as a cold front kind of forces the issue. And like Kristen mentioned at the top of the show, feeling a lot like spring. It is 11:01 p.m. right now. We have temperatures nearing 60 degrees, so just goes to show you how much this warmth in the air can help us out with those temperatures. But don't bank on them sticking around for very long. Temperatures are about to drop off big time, and it's not just the overnight we're looking at, it's the week ahead. I'll show you how low we'll go coming up in about 10 minutes.
Dozens of people in Franklin County are without a home after a fire damaged their apartment complex. The fire started inside an apartment on Thistlewood Avenue in Frankfort around 8:30 last night. Tonight, WKYT's Garrett Weimer talked to a woman who lost nearly everything in the cooking fire. Garrett has our top story at 11.
Can't believe that just that little pop made, this disaster,
For Elena Laurent and her family, life changed in an instant.
Basically, we were just cooking, and I guess the grease was we turned on the stove too high or something, and it just, all of a sudden, it just started getting into flame.
Laurent says she and her 2-month-old baby were trapped, but the baby's father helped get them to safety.
Next thing you know, we just hear a big thunder, and then everything just started, exploding and everything.
A man who lives nearby shot this video of the scene on his cell phone.
Fire engine with the ladders and the hoses going up into the balcony into the apartment complex. On this side there was also a fire truck and emergency vehicles.
Coming back to survey the damage in the daylight, Laurent says she's overwhelmed.
And it's just so much. Like, we lost everything, everything.
The apartment building here has 16 units, and we're told all of the people who live here have had to find somewhere else to stay. Laurent says she's staying with family right now, and even though she doesn't know what she'll do next or how she'll move forward, despite all this, still a lot to be thankful for.
Yeah, that I have my life.
Grateful that she can. In Franklin County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Laurent's baby's father is recovering but is in a lot of pain because of burns on his arms and legs. A woman is fighting for her life tonight after a car hit her. The crash happened at the intersection of Winchester Road and Strader Drive. Police say the woman was trying to cross the road around 6 tonight when an SUV hit her. She did go to the hospital with a life-threatening injury to the head.
Unfortunately, we get several calls here of pedestrians being struck by vehicles. The Sportsman's Motel is right across the street, and so it's pretty common for people to try to cross at this location.
Police did shut down Winchester Road for several hours but have since reopened it. Police in Lexington have had their fair share of crashes to deal with today. They responded to more than 60. 8 of those did involve injuries. The first wreck happened around 9 this morning at Manawar and Pimlico Parkway. Police say a car swerved in front of the other, causing one driver to crash into a utility pole. That driver went to the hospital with minor injuries. Around 10, police say a driver turned in front of an oncoming car on Winchester Road and Loudon. Crews took one person to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A family vacation turned tragic for an Illinois crew. Their plane crashed in Kentucky, and only one person survived. 7-year-old Sailor Gutzler walked away from that crash with only minor injuries. CBS's Omar Villafranca has more from the man who found her and the latest on the investigation.
After surviving the crash of her family's small plane, 7-year-old Sailor Gutzler walked nearly a mile through dense Kentucky woods to the door of Larry Wilkins.
A little girl about 7, 8 years old was standing there. She had blood on her face. She said, "Mom and Dad are dead. We had a plane crash, and the plane's upside down."
It was cold, dark, and rainy. Wilkins says the little girl was crying, wearing no shoes and only light summer clothes.
She was barefooted, by the way. She had one sock on her feet, and she walked all that distance barefooted. She's a brave little girl, extremely. She done a hell of a job as far as I'm concerned.
Sailor's family was flying home from vacation in Key West, Florida to Mount Vernon, Illinois in a twin-engine Piper similar to this one. This family photo was snapped aboard the plane last week. The father and pilot, 48-year-old Marty Gutzler, reported engine trouble right before the plane crashed, just 4 miles from a small airport in Lyon County, Kentucky. The crash killed Gutzler, his wife Kimberly, Sailor's 9-year-old sister Piper, and 14-year-old cousin Sierra Wilder. Sailor, the lone survivor, suffered a broken wrist and some cuts and scratches.
I just pray for her. She's going to need a lot of help, a lot of help.
The cause of the crash is under investigation. Omar Villafranca, CBS News.
Kentucky State Police and the NTSB will continue to investigate the crash tomorrow. Police had to cancel the search today because of bad weather. We sat down with a pilot and former flight instructor today who says once the NTSB completes its investigation, we'll have a much better idea how the little girl survived.
She was well taken care of by the good Lord, I say. And some of the clothes that they had with them piled up around her that would have helped cushion the impact and saved her life, possibly. It's hard to know right now until the investigators finish inventorying the wreck and what all was in the airplane and how much it weighed and so forth and so on.
The NTSB is planning to hold a press conference tomorrow on the crash. Leaders there say due to flight delays, they won't be able to get to the scene until tomorrow morning. We'll have the latest from that conference on WKYT and WKYTnews.com. Investigators in Indonesia believe they have recovered major wreckage from AirAsia Flight 8501. The flight crashed nearly a week ago. The plane was going from Indonesia to Singapore. Today's sonar equipment detected 4 massive objects on the floor of the Java Sea. So far, crews have recovered only 30 of the 162 victims. Relatives of the plane's captain are still hopeful he's alive.
Stay strong for my mom, for my brother, and I have friends beside me.
Indonesian authorities grounded AirAsia flights from Surabaya to Singapore.